live. It's me, I've come home. No. It's me, your Kathy, I've come home. So go, let me in your window. Excellent connection. One current viewer. Probably me. Alright, looks good. Looks good, good, good. All messages are visible. No! Oh, Patty. Hello, Near Designs. Welcome to the whole bucket. And it's also the bumbling crafter. Who is Patty? I don't know. I mean, I get a kick out of the name. That's kind of funny. But I miss fairy tales and fireflies. I miss it already. Near Designs, what is your name, if I may ask? Oh my goodness. Okay. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. Oh. Kiki, that's right. I heard her talking about you in a video today. I'm so glad Dawn told you about me. Well, welcome. We're going to have some dabbling and doodling tonight. And if you would like to join along, you are certainly welcome to. You need a piece of paper, a pen, and a pencil, and that's it. And if you're not interested in following along with some doodling, then hang out for some chatting and some, gossip maybe. Who knows? This Patty, I don't know if Patty, do you know Kiki? Are you guys familiar? Kiki, Patty, just a little while ago, Patty was still fairy tales and fireflies. And now she's the bumbling crafter. All right. Well, we're making new friends already then. And the show hasn't even started. Could life be any more perfect? All right. So, I have been rather out of commission for a couple of weeks now. So, expect me to be discombobulated, disorganized, and a little bit loopy. Because I just kind of think that's the way things are going to go. Till I get back on my feet. Happy New Year! Hello, Kim! So this is the pre-show backstage hangout, because the show doesn't actually start for 8 minutes, but my computer was acting up like crazy today, so I really wanted to make sure things were going to be up and running. Temperamental equipment, I can't believe it, but I think I have to buy a new computer. I really don't wanna, because gosh, that's a big price tag. But I think I have to. Ouchies. It'll hurt. All right. You like our little gnome? He's kind of cute. I tried to put sparkles all around him because I thought it would look like snow, and my my shimmer stick has too much ink on it. It just came out looking like a great big semi-glossy mud puddle. Poor little guy. Oh, yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? Mine is really old. It can't be upgraded anymore. It doesn't have enough power to run my equipment properly, like most of the time. And now, it can't be updated software-wise anymore either. So, that's a problem. Oh my goodness. You did miss this guy. You missed this guy and these two things, Patty. We did a ornament, a poinsettia, and a gnome. Yeah. Yep. So my debate is right now, do we just spend the money that whatever we can get together to buy whatever computer we can, or do I have my son build one, which he can do, so I might do that. It's kind of a pain in the rump roast making sure that you have everything compatible. But yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I might have my son build mine. I might. He built the one I'm on now, and he built this. No, he didn't build this one. He bought this one, and it used to be his. The one I had before this one, he built. Oh my. Oh my goodness, look at, we got neighbors. Anybody in Minnesota? Maybe I'm all alone up here. I'm all alone over here, people. Oh my goodness. Patty, I am having a couple visitors tomorrow at noon my time. I don't know how long they'll be here, but afterward, I would be totally willing to pull out all of my Alice in Wonderland stuff and have you go shopping, so to speak, through all of my stuff. Good evening, Leslie. For sure, and catch up. Yeah. We can visit while you shop. I'll give you a tour. What do we got? We got a minute and a half till literal showtime. Ooh. I got me a sniffle. Don't sniffle. That's no good. Why do I have a message? Echo, what's my message?
Cheryl, you have no messages from today.
No.
For earlier ones, go to the Alexa app.
Okay. Echo, what's my notification?
One new notification. From Amazon. On Thursday, there's a chance of snow near you in North St. Paul, starting around 3 p.m. and continuing intermittently until around 11 p.m.
Well, there you go. It's going to snow here tomorrow from 3 till 11. I do believe it's time. I'm going to hello, Darcy. I am surprised and thrilled to see you here, madam. All right, it's officially showtime. Well, no, not, oh, okay, now it is. Okay, so let's get on with some catching up and some doodling and some stuff. If you want to doodle along with what we're doing tonight, I'm not going to get to it right away, so you have a few minutes to grab a pen and a pencil and some paper. Those are the only things that are absolutely required to participate, because it's hard to draw without, something to draw with and on. Other than that, I'm going to go through some stuff. So I have an idea for a new project that we will start kind of this week, for sure, absolutely next week. And you'll understand what I'm saying in just a second here. So this is not the project. This is all the projects that we've already done put together in a strip. I've taped them together back to back. Side to side, whatever. In a big strip. And then I've accordioned them so I could demonstrate what the heck I'm going to have in mind for what we're doing right now. So you can decide if you want to bother doing this, or if you just want to use paper or a sketch pad or whatever. I have designed a garden that is loaded with silly stuff. You thought I had whimsy before. My goodness, we have some whimsy going on. But I've designed this kind of thing that will make this big long strip of a garden. So then you could put it like accordion style across a shelf, right? Or you could bind it and create a book. It's almost like a board book, right? But you could create a book out of it. I saw one lady do one like this, a little bit bigger, so hers had 6 spokes, but you could always glue them together, put them in a star shape, run strings through them, and hang them up, and it'll be like a twirly thingy jobber. I think that would be cuter if you did it in the smaller size squares. But if you want to end up with a big long strip of a garden when we're done with the project I have in mind, then here's what you'd want to do. You'd want to get some tiles. So you could cut these out of some cardstock or some heavy paper, even some like heavy one-sided scrapbook paper where you can use the white side to draw on, right? And I use 4x4 squares. That's not necessarily a typical doodle tile. Typical doodle tiles are 3.5 by 3.5, and there's little tiny ones that are only 2x2. So use any size that you're comfortable with. But I wanted to give everybody possibly a week to get their hands on some tiles or make some tiles if they want to. So I have a special idea for getting started today. I'm going to go through, for anybody who might want it before next week comes, I'm going to go through one more time the different things I have in my supply chest, other than tiles, because I just talked about that. And then we have an exercise tonight. I'm kind of excited about it because I'd like to see what you guys come up with. And because I kind of get to show off what you guys have done. Well, a little bit anyway. So the first thing that you absolutely have to have is a pencil. This is my great big fat Ticonderoga and a plain old 25-cent sharpener to go with it. You can also use mechanical pencils. Doesn't matter, right? Just pencils. You need liners. Wow, I had everything sorted and now it's just all in a giant pile. What the heck is going on right here? So I think this is two different sets of black liners. You might know them as micron pens. You could use a ballpoint pen. You can use Sharpie marker pens. They have fine point pens now too. I don't even know what this one is. I use these Bianyo sketch liners. They're the same as microns, just a different brand. And I have them in black. Ooh, great. And I have them in sepia because I really like markers. But any pen will work, right? If you don't want all this stuff, you just want to give some doodling a try or just have fun while you're hanging out, you don't need to go out and buy special stuff for doodling. No, no, no. No special doodling stuff unless you want all the toys. Here are some toys I recommend. I will be doing some stuff with my Darcy recommended Uniball Signo liner pen. You can also use a white gel pen, but I hate them because they're mean to me. And I have some colored liner pens. These are also Bianyo. So I'll use all of this stuff at one point or another. I will use this stuff at one point or another. This is just a cheap set of metallic marker pens. So fine point again, right? But I will play with those at some point, and I will play with these. Oh my! These are charcoals. So the point of these last three things that I showed you, the markers, the pens, the colored pens, and these charcoals, are that if you want to, you can do this in black and white. Just your pen and your pencil and some paper. You don't have to add color. If you want to add color, you don't need all three of these things. You can have anything that you want to, and I will demonstrate how to use a bunch of this different stuff and some different ideas on how to use them. So I have these colored charcoals, and I love them, and they're messy. If you choose charcoals, you'll want something to blend them with, and if you choose to blend at all, you'll want something to blend with. So if you just use a regular pen and pencil, you can blend just regular pencil. These are tortillons, or blending stumps, or blending sticks, or, you know, rolled up paper. Anyways, you don't need anything like this either. Although all of these sketch tools are super cheap. So if you want to buy yourself some toys, this is a really cheap hobby. You can just use Q-tips or your fingers or, you know, anything. A little tiny piece of cloth. I don't know. But blending is not hard and you don't need these, but they're fun. You might need an eraser. So sometimes you're not supposed to say that there's any mistakes in doodling. You just turn your accidents into something. But a kneading eraser is fun because sometimes we put down guidelines for things we make. This eraser is fun just because it's a pencil and it's an eraser. The whole thing is an eraser and it lets you erase fine lines. You may or may not want a ruler. You may or may not want a compass. If you want to make perfect circles, we do not make perfect circles around here. I'm just saying, it's a thing. There's my charcoal. So that's it. That's all the ideas I have, and we talked about what we for sure need. So I think mine are 160 weight. 160 GSM, I think. And they just come already cut like this. I use 4x4 tiles. I get them off of Amazon. There is a wide range of pricing for these. I just find whatever cheapest ones I can find. If I can't find a cheap one of this, I will just use index cardstock. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or super heavy or impressive. In fact, I think these are overkill because I believe that these are mixed media, pre-treated mixed media even. But I got them super cheap, so I couldn't argue, you know? And besides, then maybe someday I'll paint them. Who knows? All right, let me see what you guys are chatting about, see if there's any other questions before I go on. I think I went over that pretty fast, but I've done it a bunch of times, so. Oh, okay, here. So the markers, these metallic markers, they're so cheap, they don't even have a brand name. I have no idea. So I can't help you there, but everything else is Bianyo. I can't get my camera's not going to focus because I don't have autofocus on. And it's just stuck down here. Bianyo. Bianyo. I think my charcoals are Panda Fly. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Oh, you can't see that. It's just glare. I'm sorry for your eyes, guys. Just silver glare. Now you're all blind. My tiles, I think my tiles are mixed media. But, boy, that is unnecessary. Not necessary at all. What is Patty asking? Aw, Darcy, go to bed. Jeez. Oh, is that what you were asking, Patty? You were asking the brand names. So we got it, right? You're welcome. I was actually trying to put my hand behind it, and then I realized I don't have autofocus. So, yeah. I don't like autofocus. It drives me nuts. It makes me kind of seasick when I'm looking at my camera and I have autofocus on. Oh my goodness. Boggles my eyes. So, if you want these, they come in packs of like 50, and we're only going to need about 10. But, you know, for practice and for if you're not happy with one, you can redo it. And for the next project we do, if you want these, they will work. Otherwise, just draw what we're doing on pieces of paper. So here's what I thought I would do tonight. Because we've been out of it for a few weeks. And I would like to get my doodle feet back on. So I have this notebook that I think I'm going to work in tonight. And what I want to do is take a look at some stuff. Let's see. Let's start with this one right here. So, this one's Darcy's, I think. I think these three are Darcy's. These four are Patty's. By the way, I asked permission before I did anything tonight. If any artist ever said to me, no, I'd like to keep that to myself right now, or I'd rather you didn't show it, I'd rather you didn't copy it. If anybody ever said that to me, I would not cheat. I'm not up to stealing anything, right? So don't be concerned that I am. Just know that I've checked. I've done my homework. But here's what I thought we would do. Because take a look at, let's just start with this one right here. This is Darcy's and this is mine. And you can see clearly that we made the same flowers, but we did things very differently. And what I'd like to do is just do a little practice with this particular flower. Oh, and Patty's too is also... Patty's is very different, and I really like something she did, and I a little bit cheated because this is the practice I wanted to do for tonight, and then I went and did it ahead of time. So I a little bit cheated, but I'll do it again. So here's what I want to do. I want to practice this flower first, and what I'd like you guys to do is not necessarily follow me, but just follow this idea I have. Because I'm thinking, I did not mean to make this flower this big. This is going to be ridiculous. What I'm thinking is we should get our hands moving to doodle again and practice some styles. So, if I did what Patty did, she swooped in on one, and then the next one, she swooped out. Whoops. And then she swooped in, and then she double swooped out. And then in, and then out. Gosh, that was cool. And then Darcy, here, get over here, you. Darcy did different middles. Like here she did one with petals, right? Here she did one multi-layered petals and then a blank space with 2 auras. Here she did one kind of plaid. I kind of want to copy the plaid. So I'm going to mix up Patty's petals. And then I want to do this kind of plaid thing that Darcy had going on, right? So I'm doing this in pencil. I'm doing it a little darker than I need because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, although it looks very pale to me. You can do this directly in pen if you want to, or put down some lines, just like I am. I'm going to change Darcy's plaid a little bit because that's the name of the game tonight, is to let's take a look at these patterns that we already learned and then change them up and kind of play with ideas. And what I want to do is, it looks like she did double lines in both directions the whole way. I left a lot of space between mine, and I'm going to put a single line in between each of the double lines. So it's still a plaid, it's just a little bit different. Yeah, I love that plaid too. Yep. Wait till you see, guys. Patty had some great stuff too. Don't sell yourself short, Patty. I absolutely love some of the things on here. And this one is Lisa's. And we'll get to hers in a minute too. But you guys just had some great ideas. And actually Leslie did too, but hers isn't online. But hers had some different styles too. She might say it was all by mistake, but I don't know that that's true. Let me see if I can see one with a different aura part. So this is the aura part, right? We do the middle, then we do an aura. Guys, if you're new, I am really sorry. In fact, Kiki, you said you were new. Shoot, rats, bad teacher. Okay, I'm going to go over this flower again right from the beginning. When you're doing this particular flower, especially if you do it on the edge of a page, just like this, all you're going to do is start with a part of a circle, like so. When you have your part of the circle, you're going to move to the side of it just a little bit and then maintain that space while you aura or follow the previous line like so. In order to set up some petals on this, whenever you need to get the right angle for your hands to work easily and properly, turn your page, not your hand. So I need to be able to get right at the center of my rainbow shape, and I'm going to make a line straight out from it, however long I want my petals to be. So I'm just going to go straight out like that. Then I'm going to turn my rainbow. So now I'm looking at this section, and I'm going to go to the center of this section and go straight out from there. Like so. I'm going to do the same thing, dividing these two smaller sections. And you can keep doing this to get petals however wide or thin you want, right? It looks like there would be one about right here. But now this seems too wide to me, so I'm going to throw one in there. This seems too wide to me, so I'm going to throw one in there. However you like your petals. Big fat petals, little skinny petals. And tonight is play with design, so maybe you do one each. I'm going to go over to this half now and find the center-ish and go straight out and repeat the process, just breaking down sections until I have petal sizes I'm happy with. Whoops. And when my line goes wonky, I'm just going to live with it. It's fine. My line can be wonky. All right. So I showed you how Patty joined her lines last time. This turned out super cool. That is right there. And I'll show you another way to join these lines up right now. So I just start at any line and wavy my pencil right over to the next one. And then wavy my pencil to the next one. Kind of an arch, but kind of wiggly. Like so. And then for this last one that goes off the page, let it go off the page. Just make that little tiny section. Over here, obviously we're not going to get to the end of these petals, so I'm just going to go right here where I left off on that first one and wiggle the other direction. And wiggle the other direction. And wiggle off the page. See how short and twisted this one is? Leave it. It's fine. No erasing. No saying it's dumb or stupid or ugly or wrong. No, it isn't. It's fine. It's a flower, and the wind came and it blew that petal. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. Okay, so if you made petals like this, one of the cool things I personally like to do is go into here and look at my wiggly line and find the down bits. For instance, right here is a part that comes down into the petal. I will accentuate that down bit by making it a little fatter and a little longer, and then I will go whoop like that. And I'll use those little down pieces to make those creases that are in petals, like so. Like so. I will do that on every petal. And try to make them different lengths. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm doing this kind of stuff, my brain will get stuck in a pattern, and pretty soon I'm making every line in every petal exactly the same. Good grief. Exactly, Darcy. Flowers are not perfect. Well, hello, Diane. Nice to have you back. Let's see. Yeah, it is the flick. It is. So again, I just a tiny little V that matches that little divot right there. And then Darcy's using the right term, flick. You're just gonna, here, I actually do it better the other direction. I do it better away from me. So try it toward yourself and away from yourself and see how it works better for you. But you just go to where you are, and then you're gonna pick up the line at the same, or pick up the pencil at the same time you draw the line away from yourself. So like that, a flick. Whoops. That's a big fat mess. I'm just going to go with the big fat mess and make it more. And go down. There we go. Here's a little tiny one. I'm going to go ahead and borrow that. If you get to a petal where there isn't really a down spot or much, or it feels too uneven, like this has one big one here, another one there, and then nothing till way over here at the edge. Totally use that edge and just make something up. It's your flower. Make it be the way you want it. Also, I'll show you something else. I will show you another thing. So the liner pens, if you are not familiar with them, they come in a ton of sizes. This is the biggest size I have. It's a 1. And here's what the flick looks like if you do it with a fine liner. So I would do the same thing, right? I would go to where there's a down point. I would make a small V, fill it in. And then the flick for a liner like this is you're actually going to push down on your liner a little bit and lift up as your line goes away from you. So you're actually going to put a little pressure into it. Oh gosh, my thumb is not working. Okay, you're going to put some pressure into it if your thumb will put pressure in anything, but it won't. So I'm doing a very, very poor job demonstrating the fine liner flick. I swear it's a thing. Practice it. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, that's just a complete waste of time. Okay, so yeah, my thumb is not interested in playing along. Anywho, so we did kind of copying the Darcy plaid, kind of doing my own plaid. I did the Patty petal and I did the me petal. Let's look at some more ideas. So Darcy had that flower in the middle. Darcy has kind of a 3-lobe kind of petal here. It doesn't look like it's fussy, right? I don't think she got fussy with 3, but it still looks a little bit more uniform than my Wild Wiggles. So you can go anywhere from completely formal, this is a very distinct pattern, to maybe a little bit more formal, to complete wiggle. Totally up to you. Totally. It looks like Lisa might have done 4 lobes in each one of her petals. Nope, I lied. This one only has 3. Still, she was a little bit more formal about how she did this one. One of my favorite centers for a flower is just a hash mark kind of thing. So I'll just diagonal, really light diagonal lines. All right, let's see what you guys are chatting about, if anything. All All right. Hi, everybody. I know. I wasn't expecting to see Darcy either. I'm glad you're here, though. Absolutely thrilled to have you. Okay, so that is my idea for tonight, and I have some other cool examples to go over with everybody. So I'm going to turn the page while you guys continue on that, and I'm going to pull out the next thingy. Let's see if I have it in the book here. I do. So this is the next thing I want to do, is these big ones right here. So you can see how I did mine. I didn't finish that one, poor thing. But mine are, this one's very roundish, very fat, very thin, very oval. And then I have some really cool examples to the side that I want to show you too. So first I'll go over how to draw this flower to begin with. So the first thing you're going to do for this flower is to draw your stem. This is actually another piece that you can play with, fat stems and thin stems and what have you, and I'm just going to do something in the middle for my first one. And then I'm going to draw an oval. My oval crosses the top of my stem. It doesn't have to do that. It can, but if you miss it, this part actually gets colored in anyway. So it won't matter much in the end. So just color that in. Then we're going to aura that. So aura again is when you follow the line closely. So the previous line was that oval, and now I just made another line that follows that oval. The next one is dramatic. We're going to get dramatic for a minute. As soon as I sharpen my pencil, because it's dull. Oh, don't sneeze. No sneezing. Oh, yeah, Kiki, don't worry one bit. I am thrilled to pieces to have you here, and you chime in whenever you want or can. Yeah. Okay, so we got our second oval here. The next is drama. So we're going to start at the same spot on the stem and make another oval, but this is where we get either big and fat or tall and thin. How about if I go super silly and make a giant mushroomy sort of shape? We're here to try stuff tonight, so I'm trying something new right here. And then we aura that one. So just follow all the way around. Ooh. Like so. Notice how it's really thin over here and really fat over here? I didn't do that on purpose. It's not supposed to be like that. You know, supposed to in quotes. It just happened, and I'm gonna... I'm kind of a weirdo for lines being perfect, and I wish they would just be perfect, but, oh. How many times do we say it, right? All the time. Flowers in my life aren't perfect. They're not perfectly symmetrical. They're not going to be, so it's fine. Stop being so fussy. Okay, I'll try to stop being so fussy. I wish my lines weren't like that, but I'm not going to change it because I'm trying to make myself get over being such a fuss budget. Absolutely hold a pillow on your tummy when you sneeze. Yep. Perfect lines are more interesting. Perfectly imperfect. You're both correct. Okay. I'm just saying, if you're like me and kind of have a hang up letting go of that whole perfect idea, I'm using words to help us get there. All right, so the next step to this one, here, let's do the fun bit. We're going to put a funny hat on this flower. So what you do for that is come up toward the top. So I'm just, like, if this is the center, I'm just going to move down the side a little bit and then come up and off, and I'm going to make a curly Q because that's what I like to make. Once you see what I've done, you should make whatever shape hat or topper or whatever you want for your funky flower. So there's mine. Next, we're going to do some lines in the middle because this guy is striped. So first line is going to be away from this aura right here. So it's going to start away from it, but it's going to kind of follow the same shape. Doesn't have to be exact, right? And make your lines thick or thin, whatever you want to do. I'm going to make some really thin ones just because I don't think I've ever done that before in this flower. So the next thing I'm going to do to get my thin line is to aura that line, the one I just made, and I'm going to stay pretty close to it. Maybe I'll alternate. Maybe I'll make a big fat line now. So I'll do another line that is curved. It's kind of following the same shape, but not exactly. And I'm going to make this one fatter, and to do so, I'll just move farther away. That's all there is to that. I'm going to make another really skinny one. And then I'll make a fat one at the top. Maybe. Oh my. Well, you know, wonkiness has occurred. When you are coloring this in, I'll get out my pen. So once you have your flower drawn in with pencil, if you want to use pencil, I almost always do, right? Just because I like to have guidelines. But go over all your lines with your pen, whatever kind of pen you're using. It doesn't matter at all. If you are comfortable enough to draw in pen right from the beginning, feel free to do so. I am not. I am not. You know what? I did not do this the way I want to. Okay, so I'm going to color in starting with my really skinny line, and I'm going to leave a shimmer line. What that means is I'm going to leave an opening, and to me it's better if it's a little jaggedy. So I didn't like draw a hard line and then color in completely. I left this part a little bit shimmery because it's a shimmer line, right? But you can see that is not like a hard, crisp little square or rectangle in that row. I'm going to do the same thing in my fat line. So I'm skipping over a section, I'm leaving white, and then I'm going to fill in my next band I drew in, and I'm going to make sure I leave this shimmer line wonky because I just think it looks more shimmery. You color yours in the way you like. But I like this leading edge to be not solid. The rest I like colored in completely. Looks like my marker's running out of ink though. So, you know, that might be a thing. See how the shimmer line follows it up though? There it is, and it's kind of in the same place. Now I want my shimmer line to kind of follow the curve of this mushroom plant flower thing. So I'm gonna scoot it over just a little bit. Like that. And now I'll make my next one pretty much the same place, just straight above it. Like that. All right, I'm gonna follow over my lines really quick and then show you something, and then I'll show you some really cool things that the other ladies did when we did this project earlier. And then maybe we can think of some more ideas on how to change this one. I think this one lends itself to an awful lot of options, since it doesn't even sort of resemble anything that's real. Your imagination can go wild and, you know, not be inhibited by what you think it's supposed to look like, because there is no supposed to in this one. There shouldn't be a supposed to anyway. These are all supposed to just be representative of something botanical-ish. But I know how our brains can sometimes think, oh, that's a forget-me-not. It's supposed to look like this, right? It is cute. It's fun. A lot of them, I hope, are just fun. Hello, Ninian. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show you for this one. So if you are new to this particular flower, I'm going to put a little bit of my pencil mark down each side of this. In the white sections. And then this is where you can use your fingers or a Q-tip or one of these fancy tortillons. Gosh, can you tell I hate that word? It sounds so pretentious. It's not. I know it's not. It just means, you know, paper stick or whatever. But so I'm smoothing out my my graphite and then pulling it out toward the center. I don't know if you can tell, but I put on way too much graphite. I think I could color this whole thing in and you wouldn't even know there was supposed to be shading. But you get the idea. Smooth out your graphite line or your charcoal line or whatever, and then spread it out toward the middle. Look at how much dimension the shading can create. It's ridiculous. Now this is looking terribly roundy and way overshadowed. I mean shaded. Overshadowed. It's overshadowed, man. There we go. Anyway, now it has a ton of dimension. Like, I love when you just shade these things and they just like come to life. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at what some other people did when we made these. So I'm really kind of sad about this. You can see Darcy's. The one thing that she did is she filled some in with stripes going the other direction. She did one with stripes that doesn't have any, you know, it's not black and white, they're all white. And then she added different kinds of leaves. So her leaves have centers. This one with all circles. This one has just a center line. And this one has a section that has striping in it. Very cool. Here's the part I'm sad about, though, is that it's really hard to see patties because they came out so small. But look at how she's got, gosh darn it, here, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Oh. I don't know how blurry that is. Is it terrible? It's a little terrible. There, that's not so terrible, right? I think we can focus there. We are testing my camera's capabilities today. Anyway, this, look at how wonky the top on that is. It looks so cool. And then this one is also wonky because it goes off to the side and then it's got this triple swirly thing on the top. And this one, I am not exactly sure how she did this. Patty, if you have anything to say about my critique, let me know. But I'm going to try to copy this one right now. At least the leaves that come off the swirly bit, because I love these wonky leaves. So there's one with wonky leaves that come off the swirly bit at the top. There's one with, there's one with polka dots instead of stripes. There's, oh my gosh, look at that one. Okay. Anyways, there's Darcy's. Hers were much bigger. Patty's came out in one solid picture, and sorry it's so small, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So let me pull my camera back out a little bit. I hope I do Patty justice, because this time I'm going to try to copy some stuff Patty did. I think I'm going to try Darcy's shape here. This kind of a little bit more egg shape and off to the side. So if I start with, I think I can start with this filled circle. And then I'm going to put a stem in, but this is medium. I'm going to try putting a kind of a chunky stem in and see if I like that. I don't know if I will or not. And then you aura the first circle. And then you make the big shape. And I didn't really go very... Oh. Well... Okay, my hands apparently just want to make this shape. Because this shape... I mean, this one tried to be this one. Okay, I'm going to try another one. I'm going to try a short... super thin stem like so, and I'm going to try Patty's shape and show you what that far back one looks like, because gosh, this one's amazing. Start with the same filled in circle and the same aura, but then she's got something like this going on. Sorry Patty, I honestly can't see it because it's tucked behind another flower, but it's something like that. And then she's got the, oh wait a minute, I need to aura that. Almost forgot. Okay, then she's got the big swirly part on the top, and it looks like it's got a large circly bit. So I'm going to do this big large circly bit, and then it's got these super cool leaves. I don't know how to do these, but it's like it starts at a point and then, oh, that looks more like sideways kissy lips, or kind of like a holly leaf. I don't think that's, oh, now it looks like a wavy leaf. Is that what they are? Okay, so she's got these super cool leaves, but oh my. Oh, it looks like a wavy leaf. I sure like that, but I don't think I'm doing it. It's like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, you bought some and can't find them. You know what, Diane? We're not getting officially started until next week. Hi, Francie. Hey guys, Francie's who's coming over tomorrow. I told everybody I was getting company tomorrow. It's her. It's Francie. Okay, so I think I will go ahead and finish this one. And then I'm going to introduce you to something else I have stolen from Darcy. As soon as I'm done trying one of these with vertical stripes. I don't know if that's right. Okay. So if you decide to add leaves to yours, think of ideas like this. Do you want some circles up the center? Just a line, some stripes. Do you want some circles in your first white part on the bottom where Darcy did that right there? I did all mine filled in. I have no imagination. Oh, right here though. See? I think one of the best ways to develop a style is to literally copy what somebody else does. So if you ever feel bad copying what a different artist does, it helps you train your hands. It helps you train your eyes. It helps you decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Don't copy them forever. Don't steal their work. That's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm just talking about give it a try and don't feel bad about trying to do the exact thing that somebody else did, because it is a fabulous way to learn. There we go. I think I'm going to try coloring these in with no shimmer space. Oh my. Look at me be all daring. I don't know, man. What's this world coming to? There's no shimmer space. No shimmer. I like a striped flower though. It's kind of cool looking. What if I soften the top and bottom of this? Instead of shading side to side, I'll shade up and down. Just a tiny bit, smudge it. Then will it make it look like it's a super bumpy flower? Oh, shoot, that is way too much. Get out of there. Get out of there. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if that's so great. I know my camera's all wonky. All right. That's cool looking. It does help to hyper focus on an image. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your stripes don't look like Darcy's. My stripes don't look like anybody's. Okay, let me show you guys what's next. Anywho, let's just keep trying to develop some style of our own by copying other people. That is literally what we're doing this evening. Going over the designs we already know, or if you're new, learning the designs we've already done and adding our own style. But do you see all the creatures I have in our garden? I hope you guys come back at least next week. I hope you guys come back for all the weeks because I told Darcy recently that I love an assignment, and once some people thought it sounded like a good idea if I would do some doodling and teach people some stuff, I went to town, and I have created us a thing. I hope you guys have fun with it. Okay, here's what I want to show you. Take a look at these. So this is some practice I did a while back. This is not a flower that we've already learned. So if you're looking at it going, I don't recognize this, that's because we didn't do this. Oh, hello, Teresa. Gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. It's good to see you. I've been rather out of commission for a while. Okay, so here's the thing. This is what this is all about. So right here you see that this is sort of a petaled flower. It's got a really wiggly middle. Oh, I know where this is. I'm like, wait a minute. This is a Darcy flower. I'm gonna look. Nope, I closed it. Oh, good grief, girl. Okay, so anyhow, look at the patches in it. This is a Darcy idea. She does these wonky petals and then creates lines somewhere and puts patches on her flowers. So it's a patchwork flower. They're so cool. And she just puts little lines by hers to show the stitching. I put X's on mine. I don't know if Darcy does that also, but again, we're here to play, right? So I did some super wonky petals and put my flicks in. If you notice, that's the same ones I did just a little while ago, right? So they're kind of on the grungy side and they're patched. Patching could go grungy, it could go cute, right? She did these patches on little baby bunnies and little teddy bears. They were adorable. If you had Darcy Originals, you'd trace them. You know, that's one way to train your hands. So then I did a scribble petal. No patches, no nothing. I just went over my lines over and over and over again until the scribbles, I don't know, until I was happy with the scribbles, I guess. But then I shaded with my charcoal and nothing else was done to that. But it's still just another petal flower. I did another petal flower. This one's softer petals like that, but with the stuff Darcy did on the inside. So I've got the squiggle middle and the patches with some great big fat leaves. And yet just another one. With some bugs, because bugs are fun. What did I do over here? Oh, okay, so I just started to play with some more ideas. There's those wonky leaves again. What if I did it in marker and with my hash marks stuff and my flicks with big fat markers? That one is just like the one here, right? Only it's got two different colors in the shading. It's got hash marks in the middle and a totally different shaped leaves. So here I want us to think about What size stem do you have? What shape leaves do you want? They could be round or tall and skinny or, you know, very generic leaf. Or they could be wonky with patches. I don't think the mushrooms have anything to do with today, but I did put patches on a mushroom. And I tried to draw a morel mushroom because they're from Minnesota. Maybe it's a mushrooms a different day. Anywho, my suggestion here, if you want to do this with me, is to choose a concept of flower by petal. Do you want pointy? Do you want wonky? Do you want just plain roundy, right? Skinny roundy or fat roundy? What kind of leaves do you want? And just kind of mix up some of these concepts and see what you find comfy and see what you like. Remember filling leaves with stripes or making these little wavy folded leaves that Patty did, that I hope I did right. You know what? I am going to fill a flower with polka dots. That's what I'm going to do. So I think I will start with a circle. I think I will start with a circle. And I think I will try to draw some sections on purpose. So I think I'll make some little cheat marks. If I pretend that this is a plus sign, I just drew the top and the bottom and the sides. Just the little tiny bits that would stick out. And then I think I'm going to start with petals on the diagonal. So what I'll do is I'll put these two cheat marks so that my petal would go straight away from myself. And I always like dramatic petals, so I always go like that. Out and fat, and then come together at some drama point. Here, make it even more drama. There we go. And then I'll turn my paper all the way around and do the same thing on the other side. Fat, so out, in, drama. All right, now I'm going to do the ones on the other diagonal. Out, in, drama. Okay. Fourth one. Out, in, drama. Do you guys say words to help yourself get it right? I have to say words to help myself remember what I'm doing. Okay, gets a little trickier here, right? Because I don't want to fill this with marks all over the place. Not that they can't be erased, but still. But I'm going to pretend my flower starts right here, right in the center of this. My next petal starts right in the center of this petal on my left. But I'm not going to put my pencil down. I'm just going to go out, in. So once my petal gets to where it would be seen, then I'll go ahead and put my pencil down. Right there. Out, in, drama. Okay, that'll do. Next, same thing. Find a spot right toward the middle of this petal and pretend I'm making a leaf. Out. There's where it meets the other petal. In. And on the other side, find the middle spot. Pretend I'm drawing. Out. In. Say it for me, people. Drama. Oh, good grief. I knew I'd be loopy today. Sorry, guys, I'm loopy. I told you from the very beginning. This will be a weird show. I'm a little loopy. Okay. Out. In. Out. In. Drama. This is what happens when you're out of touch for quite a while and you're trying to get back on your feet. And you go live to, be on the struggle bus in front of everybody. Okay, there we go. Okay, that one's really wimpy, but I don't care. It can be wimpy. Now, what did I want to try? What do I want to try? I don't even remember what I said. Did I say I was going to fill this one with polka dots, I think? Yeah, I must have. All right, let's see what you guys are chatting about. Yes, Darcy, it does. As soon as you're feeling up to sitting in your room, turn on that camera and go live. It's great. I will come laugh at you. I swear. I promise I will. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, I will come laugh with you. Okay. So I have my flower. It's actually kind of cute, isn't it? I'm very happy with it. That turned out much better than I thought it would. So I'm going to put some polka dots on it first, because I love the polka dots idea. My flower has the measles. Oh, what if I do like every other petal? I'm going to try every other petal polka dotted. I don't know what I'll do on the other petals though. Not really sure. I don't care for the pattern on that petal. That petal is a slacker. I'm sorry, petal. Oh my. This one's awkward too. Oh my. I am very unhappy with my spots. Okay, there we go. I have some dotted petals. I think I will try some patches on the other petals. So I'm going to combine ideas. And I'll put my little X stitches on my petals. Did you guys see? Did I get that from you, Darcy? I put a flower patch on the leaf of my flower. My patched flowers. Goodness sakes, girl. All right. Oy. Well, I guess all four of them are getting patches. I think that's too even Steven, but there it is. And then I learned this thing just the other day where you do curved hashtag or hash mark stuff and you leave a shimmer line in your hash marks. In both directions. So like that, and then, oh shoot, I forgot to leave the shimmer line. And then you leave a shimmer line in this direction too. I love the texture that does. What do you think of that little guy? That's a very interesting flower. I'm kind of loving it. All right. Oh, I'm very proud of me then. I think that's hilarious. It cracked me up. Oh my. Oh, goodness sakes. Let's see what we got here. I wish I had more ideas of my very own. Here's something Lisa did when she made leaves. So here, wait a second. I will turn this on its side and give it a stem. Whoops. The joys of working in a spiral notebook. All right. So I'll do that, and then I'll give it these big leaves like Lisa did. So she did something like that. That's not exactly right, but it's close. And then she did kind of a wide-ish middle. She's got stripes in the middle, right? But here's the part my brain would never let me do, and why I like taking inspiration from other people. Because she has these curly cues all along the center of this leaf. They're little. They just go like this up this center line on one side. And then on the other side, it's just got these simple little indication lines, right? That go just like that. My brain would never, ever, ever let me do that. So now I just did it. So maybe I'm going to do it on the other side, and maybe my brain will get over its fuss budgetiness about leaves. I'll make a bigger one. And I will, oh shoot. Oh shoot again. Okay, and then I will do the little tiny curly cues. There are so many different kind of doodle fills. So I do have a whole lineup of them to learn in our next thing, in our next project. But I just thought it would be fun to play with patterns and ideas and make sure everybody knows what I'll be working with in case they want to make the garden also. I don't know about you guys, but I am finding this quite useful to get my brain back into what we're doing here. So, I appreciate you hanging out and doing this with me. How about if I add a snail? I think I will add a snail. There. It's a very, I drew a very fat snail. Is there anything that you guys are working on? Do you have any questions? Does anybody want me to try a thing? Yeah, Darcy, I am glad that you are inspired to play, but if you are currently cozy, please stay cozy, because cozy is best. Cozy is best. I am willing to take questions and comments and challenges though. Let's see, what else did I want to show tonight? Let's see what we did show already. So we talked about these guys and a bunch of different things you can do with shapes and what have you. Here, let's try. I think that I'm going to try filling in this plaid thing I did because I can't see that the single lines and the double lines are very distinct. But I'm wondering if that's because everything is really pale right now because it's all in pencil. If it turns out when I do this it still is not very distinct, then I'm going to try adding color because I think that would then make all the difference. Well, there's a problem. That could be why it's not very distinct, because I didn't actually stick with my own pattern idea. It is hard to recognize a pattern when the pattern doesn't actually exist. I'm just saying. That makes it a little trickier. I think I'll let this go as wavy as it wants to be, as well as this one. And then let's think up a new idea to fill this. What did you guys do? I always do circles. I need to do something different. Okay, let's just try. Spaces. Let's just try spaces. I'm tempted to round these I'm tempted to round off these spaces. You know what would happen if I rounded off the spaces? I'd end up with circles again. Oh my goodness. Resist. Resist. Okay, I am going to round off these bits though. because I want some weight here in the center of the flower. Whoops. And then my hand went wonky. There we go. Oh, this is gonna go wonky too. What do I say all the time? Turn the paper, not your hand. And then I don't listen to my own advice. That was an awkward angle. Of course I'm gonna start going all wonky. All right, almost done. And then I will see what you guys are chatting about. And then what? Oh, hearts is a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna try making this fairly fluid because even though they're separate petals, I like the look. Is it weird that this flower reminds me of a circus tent? That's what I'm noticing right now. I'm being reminded of a circus tent. Whoops. No good, lady. I went too far with that one. Okay. All right, I'm going to add some shading to this one. Shading only to this one. So, just to talk a little bit, I forgot what I was saying. There were words. Oh, okay. So just to recap some stuff I said. So if you want to have something that does color, that's totally up to you. If you want to join in the drawing, then you just need paper, pen, and pencil. If you want to end up with a booklet, like I will be making through this whole thing, an accordion kind of book decorating thing jobber, you will need 4-inch or 2-inch or whatever square size pieces of paper or cardstock. If you want to use the same thing I use in doing this, you can get these tiles. I use 4x4 tiles, and you can get them on Amazon, but they're also easy to just make. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Anything made out of cardboard or heavy paper will work. Here's the funny thing. I had pencil lines. I went over the pencil lines with marker or liner pencil or liner pen, and now I'm going over the liner pen with pencil again. Anyway, so you can get those tiles if you want to. Diane, are you still here right now? And Teresa, do you think you might want to join in this group? I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to make a commitment of any kind. The only reason I'm saying it is because we're going to end up with an accordion book made out of the new doodles that we start learning next week, and it's going to come out with a big long strip of garden with all kinds of funny creatures and stuff in it, and a whole bunch of flowers. If you want to try this, and you want to end up with this book thing, then that's when you'll want the squares, because it will be made of squares. Anywho, for anybody who wasn't here when I talked about it earlier, that's all that rambling about. Also, so pen, pencil, paper is all you really need. Squares if you want them, buy them or cut your own. And then color if you want it. Markers, charcoals, crayons, watercolor paints if you have the right kind of paper and, you know, won't wash your pictures away like I would. Because I'm heavy-handed at everything I paint ever. But if you want color, add color. I will be doing my garden in charcoal and markers, and some will be black and white, just because I'm going to demonstrate in mine a bunch of different ways to do it. I don't recommend you following that trend. I recommend you deciding how you might want yours to look and going with that, because I have a feeling my garden with a little of everything in it is going to end up looking kind of funky. But I do want to show the differences. And honestly, I think just a pen and a pencil are fabulous, because these gardens done in black and white and then shaded are super cool looking. So don't feel bad if that's all you have to work with, because there is nothing wrong at all with just pen and pencil. If you ask me, it's a bit sophisticated when you do it all in black and white, right? And then there's going to be a whole bunch of whimsical kinds of things in it. So our sophisticated aesthetic done in whimsy characters might just be a total hoot. Oh, you know what else might be fun? It might be fun to do it in mostly black and white and just add one color. That's like my favorite thing to do lately, is just add one color to a whole black and white situation. I can't believe I just did this. But I was going to go through and erase my extra lines now, and I just realized I can't because I did my shading. So I should have done my pencil outline, done the marker, the liner pen, then erased my guidelines, and then did the shading. In case you're wondering what the heck happened, that's what happened. If things look a little wonky right now, it's because they are. Okay, there we go. Oh, hello, Colleen. I didn't know there was a Colleen hanging out. Excellent. You know what? It can help if you have a steady hand, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. What if you don't have a steady hand and you just totally go with the wonkiness? I bet you could totally pull that off, right? I don't know. All I'm saying is whatever happens for you, go with it and let's see what happens, and try to get over I will try to get over my vision of what I think is perfect, because that's just silly, and start letting things be, because sometimes my hands don't cooperate at all, and I am not alone in that department. And I should draw anyway, gosh darn it. You know? Oh, that's funny. Colleen, what brings you this way? It's nice to meet you and see you. And are you joining in the drawing? Ooh. Yeah, go with the wonky. Go with the wonky, absolutely. Go with the wonky. I don't know what else to do tonight. I'm really super off kilter. I don't think Diane... Oh, Diane is here. Oh, I was going to say I don't think Diane's here anymore. But she is. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Diane, did you hear what I said about the squares if you want them? Here's what... Here, let me... Oh, goodness. Disorganized. Here, I'll pull this out. So here are the patterns we learned last time, right? And I taped them together to show what my idea is. Oh, well, I'm sure glad you did. Hi there. So here are the patterns we learned last time, and I taped them together in a strip. So here's what we're going to do. I have a plan that will turn into a whole long garden like this, full of all kinds of fun critters. And it's all kinds of weird botanicals, and not all weird. Like, I'm not talking outer space, although, you know, we could do that someday. I'm just saying, Whimsy is the name of this garden. And then when it's all done, there will be 10 pages in it, and you could bind it, right? You could bind it on this side and create a flip book out of it, like so. Or it would sit nicely accordion style, like so, on a shelf or whatever, and then it would show off all your art, like this-ish. Well, you know, this only not so flat. Like this-ish. Oh, goodness. Well, anyway, I think you get the idea. We're going to end up with something that can be a book or a display piece, or do it all around like so on a coffee table or whatever. And this is the 4x4 inch size, and it could be super cute if you did it in a 2x2 inch size. So if you want these squares, grab whatever utensils you want. Grab whatever tools you want. Pen, pencil, and paper are the only things required for doodling. Add anything on top of that that you like. I hope it'll be fun. I'm a little excited. I will show you what I've done in order. Okay, this is only so you know how ridiculous I am, because I just am. But I accepted the challenge, right? Let's do some doodling. I'm like, okay, let's do some doodling. So I have now taken my doodles, and some you've already seen and some you haven't. And I have created a book full of options. They're categorized, so like this page only has this on it, right? But this is my page for tiny leaves. I have a ton more tiny leaves that need to go on this page. And what is that section? That's called, well, we did other, which is where the big bird and the no more. This section is called embellish. This is called viney things. So guess what's in it? Viney things. And then here are flowers on the lighter side, or flower-like things on the lighter side. And then chunky flowers. I haven't finished drawing them all in yet, as you can see. And then I'm going to color them and whatever. And then weird things. So I have a whole section for things that are just strange and don't fit other places. Yeah. But I like assignments. I like assignments. Oh my goodness. Working on paper and then putting it into your book is absolutely what we will be doing. You can do that with the class or on your own, whatever you like, right? But I will be doing exactly that during the show too. Yeah. Doodles as little snippets for sure. For sure. Think about if you made these cards either in this size or any other size, right? And then tucked these into a journal. If you were a journal maker, I don't know. Could be fun. Could be loads of fun. That is the only thing I ever want to do, Colleen. I hope that people have fun and maybe try things. Inspire is a big word, but I just want to have fun and help people do art. That's all I want to do. Let's just help people do art. All right, I have to go to bed. I am so loopy. I am sorry, guys. I'm just so loopy right now. But I'm beyond exhausted. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything between now and next week, go ahead and let me know through Darcy's Facebook group or any way that you can reach me. Even on my channel, send me a message on any video I have. And I will get back to you. All right. That's all I know. Good night, everybody.